Alrighty. So, I looked up a YouTube video and I now know how to solve this puzzle. This is how you do it. And then, what happens is that happens. Now what you do with it is basically gotta do that, and now you're in. This place is starting to look a bit different in aesthetic.
We are now such good and lasting friends. I have gifted you with my love. Perhaps you could gift me with something. After all, the laws of politeness would be shattered if you were to appear at my party without a gift. Poor Red is so hungry. He could eat both the horse and the young rippling stable hand. Sadly, pony flesh is so hard to come by in these parts, and man meat is so bland. If your eyes happened upon a scurrying rodent, would you deliver the crunchy feast by way of a final meal?
All the machinery looks intact. It's just missing a motor. Actually, I think I might know. Oh, oh, why do I keep falling down to the bottom? Okay. Game is just a bit clunky, I guess. This is a motor, I believe. Need to. Oh, I know. No fall damage. Perfect. Presto. Oh. There are like safe spots. Maybe I'll just... So there's like a pattern I have to notice. count. 1, 2, 3, sort of the third, 4. Oh. Okay. Now is the second one like... okay. I don't have a good enough memory, so I'm just gonna look it up. Hold on. Need to... 1, 2... Oh, wait, what? I thought that was correct, okay. 1, 1, 2, 3... Oh, okay, that's... Let me just go back. Okay, I think I got it. The door's jammed shut. Hold on. Okay, so I figured out... Well, I didn't figure it out, but... I just don't have the time to figure things out on my own. It's just... not like... It's not how I like to play video games. I don't play them for the puzzles and... everything. Actually, I'm just gonna go to the toilet. Righty. I'm back. The music is rather, a cart and tracks for transporting ore. As far as I know, they use the same setup to this day. It's completely closed up. I can't get out that way. I may never get out. Not really sure what this is about. These chains are holding the cart in place. Well, actually... not sure what I'm gonna use, what you could use this cart for, but it's placed here for a reason, that's for sure. Oh shoot. This is not... Stacks of books. They're a mixture of industrial reference material and scientific journals. Hundreds of newspaper clippings, all to do with biomedical sciences, local wildlife, or field studies. Okay, now why are we seeing this stuff in an industrial mine, is the question, isn't it? It's badly faded, but it looks like a close-up view of some species of annelid. Something's telling me that this is where, like, some wild revelation is gonna get made. Like, this isn't just some mine, it's... By the way, I don't know the story of Penumbra, but I know the general aesthetic of Penumbra Black Plague, and this might be explaining it. This wasn't just some mine, this is... started using it for some other purpose. Images and notes relating to the grey rockworm. This thing is big for an invertebrate. A 60s microscope, functional for research purposes, but we've come a long way since these were common. A little is readable. What? I was gonna put it down on the table, but of course that's there, so... There's a mess of statistics and crude drawings on this chalkboard. They all relate to a large species of annelid. This might explain the gigantic worm we saw before. A cohort, a man with no name. It is he who opens this gateway to hell. A grin on his face. He is terrible indeed. He watches the men writhe and turn. Still father looks on, something vital in his hand. There, it's me. I'm inside of that box and outside it. I can't get things straight in my head. Yeah, there's some revelation that's gonna get made, I think. The door's locked. Looks like there's something stuck in the keyhole. I think the key's still in the lock. Key's still on the lock. Actually, this could be a very stupid idea. I need a way to collect it from under the door once I've pushed it out. There's about a half-inch gap under the door, but the connecting room's pitch black. Wait a minute. Copenhagen Post, Friday 25th December 1970. Superstition extinct, death mine still breathing. A worker at the Northwestern Iron Mine, Greenland, is missing. Presumed dead as of midnight last night. Locals fear foul play. Mining now forms the largest single industry in Greenland. At 16 years old, the Northwestern Iron Mine is a relatively new part of a larger complex, which also includes a lead operation and is built on the site of an older mine, later converted into a military bunker, and finally closed in 1952. The iron mine retains its excellent work record in spite of the recent disappearance of an as yet unnamed worker. We have discovered that the man in question was a young labourer brought in from mainland Europe, possibly Denmark. Authorities on both sides of the strait are currently attempting to contact any family he may have left behind. The man disappeared 10 days ago, and the mine foreman has now exercised his power to declare him presumed dead. This decision, we are told, was not taken lightly. A full search of the mining operation was commissioned to no avail. Without the appropriate equipment or transport, the man could not have survived on the surface. Although superstition in Greenland has seen a decrease in popularity over the past years, some local inhabitants still claim that the land itself is cursed. This very paper ran a report almost 40 years ago to the day, discussing high suicide figures for the area. But findings at the time were considered to be inconclusive. Lars Jensen. Okay, I was scared that I might have forgotten to stop pausing it. Something.
While you hunt for those delicate, melt-in-your-mouth mousy morsels, there are places you should not go, for fear of death. The Reaper lives here, just like you and I. And just like you and I, he must ingest the living flesh of those less fortunate than him. There is a small place that I do not want you to visit, even on your holidays, because it is dark and evil place that I've been. When the darkness has overwhelmed my small decaying mind, some bad things have flowed from my mind and through my pen. The brilliant blue ink itself seemed to turn to blood into my grace. And by the way, should you turn peckish, red is at its finest sautéed with a little engine oil.
It's an artificial habitat. Those things look long dead. I think I know how they felt of being able to get out. There's only one green-blooded land-dwelling creature big enough to lose this much blood, and I don't see any skank lizards hanging about. It's green. From the debris, I'd say something huge broke into the room not too long ago. There's blood and slime everywhere. There's a damage. Something violent went in here. Whatever happened in here, someone must have been in a great deal of pain. So much death and disease down here. I suppose slugs were an inevitability. Professor, these are the biomedical journals of Dr. J. Petrus, MCE, MSc, PhD, completed between the dates of on the 30th of March 1969 and 1st of January 1972 at the Northwestern Research Station within the Northwestern Iron Mine with the permission of Delta Mining Corp. Replication of selected extracts left at the disposal of mine foreman. Subject of study, genus Rhyacuphelia, commonly a grey rockworm. Aim, to investigate the abnormal presence of the cadus in the Greenland rock. Method, collection of samples, if indeed they can be identified correctly. Standard series of testing, observation, and dissection. Personal notes. Upon arrival at the mining facility, I was immediately stunned by the sheer volume of fauna that finds a way of life down here, despite the conditions. In general, one would assume that species whose natural habitat has passed a certain depth would find the intrusion of human activity too great a threat to remain in place. However, almost the exact opposite seems to be the case in this instance. It is curious that certain areas of the mine appear to be entirely without life of any kind, and yet deeper areas are teeming, and were the situation permitting, I would embrace the opportunity to commit further time to the study of these organisms. However, the purpose of my study here shall continue to be the genus Rhyacuphelia. Me. Finally, some writing paper. Look at me, just using up the pages to scroll down whatever comes into my head. What is this? What is this stuff anyway? Some kind of research paper? No matter, it's paper all the same. I can finally record what's been happening down here for, I suppose, about a year now. It must be near the end of 2001 by now. I wonder when Christmas was. No matter, too tired to write now. We'll rest a little first. Professor. Samples collected. The collection and process has been far easier than I anticipated. The setup of the artificial environment for the rockworm went without a hitch, and the specimens themselves are so abundant as to make keeping them out far more challenging than containing them. They are all of healthy size, perhaps even beyond recorded size, and I can assume that this is due to some lack of natural predators down here. Specimens are as follows: 3 adults in artificial habitat, 2 larval infants dead. Me, I've been down here 2 days now. Was meaning to record it. I had no idea it was so old, so big. I can see now why they built that facility here in the first place. A lot of history buried down here. The creatures are indeed larger than has previously been recorded. The juveniles seem to still be growing, far beyond their natural limits, although the adults have now expired. I will watch with intent to see what the lifespan is of this particular subspecies. The worms appear to have 3 senses, as would be validated by previous research: taste, smell, and an extremely sensitive sense of touch, which allows them to detect vibrations in the rock in the same way that the human eye senses beams of light and processes them into spatial images. Their natural prey is insects smaller than themselves, and heaven help those insects, because the worm is a vicious, inefficient killer. He's wrong, they have no sense of smell. Today I attempted to distract them with the concoction I found lying around, but to no avail. However, it does seem that they detect movement via vibrations, which would explain how they can quote-unquote see in the dark. Damn, there's almost no way to escape them down here. I'm on their territory now. So, I certainly can't fit through here. Alright. Back in the in this section of the mine, I can see why there needs fencing down here. Oh, okay, fine, just kill me, whatever. I don't have any painkillers. Wait a minute. I can go through here. I didn't notice this before. Well, why is this place trying to kill me? Oh, I've got to get a grip. Oh, did it. What is this place? Of February. Oh, what is that noise? I'll just go. Oh, okay, I can't read all this stuff if I've constantly got this intense music playing. Okay. I write this note in the knowledge that it may well serve as my last will and testament. Oh. This is not how you deal with your problems. This game is so annoying.
Unless my friends lie somewhere near you now. A friend in need is a friend indeed. But a friend that's dead is a more conversationalist. May they rest in pieces, ruptured and decomposing your pieces.
It would have been nice to know that you could move that to start with, but alright. It would be nice to know. Quite. I write this note in the knowledge that it may well serve as my last will and testament. Myself and 3 other miners have been trapped beneath the mine shaft to the surface as for what we believe to be 3 days, but with no daylight and increasing dehydration, it's impossible to tell. The only thing keeping us alive is the hope that there could be a rescue team already on the way. We were all so positive at the start, but that seems long ago now. Renton was the first to crack. Sometime during the first night, we all just lay there, trying to sleep through the sound of his wailing and sobbing, trying to pretend his problems weren't our own, and that he was weak for having given up so soon. The fact was, he was dealing with the situation pretty realistically. Our chance of survival gets smaller every hour. Since then, he hasn't said much, but the despair that gripped him seems to have spread through the rest of us like a cancer. We were such fools to ignore the foreman, and he paid for that with his life. When he started putting security code locks on all the doors, we thought he was crazy. There's only us down here after all, so why should we need codes to access places we're all allowed to go? He gave us all code sheets, made us swear to keep them safe. Huh? Mine hasn't left my locker more than once. It's still there. Doesn't get much safer than that. We asked him who we were keeping them safe from, but he never said. It was a pain in the arse, is what it was. I had to trek all the way to that crazy biologist's office in the mining room this morning, just to crack the code for Section 3. But he obviously knew something about these mines we didn't. Some of the guys started acting weird. Not crazy weird, just not normal. That didn't stop a couple of them being carted off to mainland Europe for psychiatric help. It was no one I knew well until the incident 3 days ago. We were in chemical storage when one of the guys who had seemed pretty straight just started shouting. It wasn't a normal kind of shouting. I'm not any kind of wordsmith, so I just don't know how to describe the noises he was making. We'll just have to stick with not normal. Anyway, he managed to hurt a couple of guys, damaged some equipment before we got him under control. Nothing serious. When we released him, he seemed okay. Phased, but alright. Didn't really know where he was. Far away look in his eyes. That look, I'll remember it for the rest of my days. Even if there aren't many more of them. His pupils weren't dilated. They just seemed to take up more space than should be possible. Black and horrible. Then he snapped and grabbed up one of the high-rated explosive packs. We knew what he intended. Saw it in his eyes. Those that could made a run for it, but the guy was already bearing down on the foreman. Didn't have a chance. There were five of us who made it out of the exit shaft. Blank save for the smears of dirt. I found the note, but as far as I can tell, There is no code written on it. So, okay, so I've been here before, and this is the thing we couldn't open. No, but never seen so many sacks. I kind of want to look at the paper, because if there's smears of dirt on it, I want to... Okay, so I've figured it out via YouTube video. Okay, I have to go back to that one part of the mine. Okay, I have to be careful. Alrighty. Yes. All the way back down here. Alrighty, so there's a little light switch here, and if you press it, this happens. There's writing scrawled everywhere. Must be an ultraviolet ink. Definitely the product of a deranged mind, but whose? So, we look at the blank piece of paper under the UV light. With the UV light, there's some text showing up on that blank piece of paper. So now the note reads, storage password 1371. Let me write that down. Alrighty. Okay. Perhaps there's some... So... I'm going to go back, but before that, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. I'm back. Alrighty. Oh no. I feel like this place is like completely falling apart. Because every time I exit a room there's always like a boom. It's... The game is showing that it's breaking down. Section C is this way. Oh, what am I doing? Characters was going forward. Nice.
The hunger is becoming rather uncomfortable here. How far away are you? You cannot be far. I am held captive by a wall of stone in the northeast of the mine. As in any drama, there are many roles to be played. You must act the scientist in mixing potions, act the renegade in plots of destruction. On your travels for the tools with which you will fashion my rescue, you may discover the place of my last meal. Be careful. The shiny, solid floor of water is not as solid as it seems. Poor Red was almost swallowed whole. The two foolsy men who plummeted into my domain have long since departed, though not I expect from whence they came. I ate ravenously of biped meat that day, but Red promises feasting only began when the men became pungent, when the stench of life had gone, and only the sweet aroma of decay remained.
It's not reassuring information. And I feel like Red wants to actually, like, eat us. Like he's a cannibal. Okay, run past. Chemical storage. I must. This be where we have to go. Chemical storage. We're gonna be making potions for some unknown reason. It's locked from the other side. Incinerator. Lake Utik. I think I might just run past. Kind of reserve it. Oh nah, this is what? Useless. Well, not entirely, just an old flare and some painkillers. This place is looking rather snowy. Last Will and Testament of Joe Freeman. Final thoughts. I, Joe Freeman, would like to leave all my personal belongings to my sister, May, in the knowledge that she will distribute them wisely. We always used to say, better to die young than to never live at all. I guess we're going to get our wish. I know enough about survival to realize I won't be surviving much longer. Jono, my buddy, I just don't know. My left leg is broken in 3 pieces, and I suspect I may also have shattered my pelvic bone. 3 hours ago, after we'd set up camp, Jono set off to find some usable timber for this fire. When he got back, he was very excited. I couldn't work out what it was that had got him so agitated, but I went along with it all the same. I should have recognized the signs. Soon after, he got worse. He jumped me when I turned away, burying my face in the snow, trying to suffocate me. Still, I don't know what he found in the ice to enrage him so. Quote-unquote lucky for me, the ground gave way and we both fell. I landed hard on ice and desperately clawed my way onto more solid ground. I was running on adrenaline. Didn't notice the pain. I just knew that if I was going to die, I didn't want it to be in the frozen water beneath me. When you fall into a frozen lake, you don't just drown or freeze to death. Your whole body seizes up from the cold. Every instinct tells you to swim for the side, but your body won't let you. You gradually dip under the surface, and your last breath expelled when you fell. But you don't drown there and then. Your body shuts everything down, survives on what strength you have left. You can last for an hour just floating there, slowly dying. So now I'm lying here, my soaked Gore-Tex slowly freezing me in place. Me on one side of the lake, Jono trapped on the other. I'm worried about him. From what I see from this side, his arm is dislocated, his shoulder blade fractured, and his wrist broken. I can't hear anything, he yells, but he looks to be constantly muttering to himself, testing the ice with a crowbar from his pack. I don't know how he can stand the pain, or where his strength is coming from, but at any rate, something strange happened to him. Fortunately for me, he can't cross the ice. It'll give way under his weight. The only way to cross would be to carefully spread your weight evenly across the surface, and he looks in too much of a rush for that. There's a lot of drugs in my system right now. I have another bottle of painkillers. There's enough to finish the job. I always said I'd rather die pushing the boundaries than drift away in my sleep. I guess I didn't mean that after all. I'd rather gently slip away than die cold or bleeding. Search for Jono's remains in hopes of locating valuable clues. This is, I've got goosebumps. A disused shed. Who knows how old it is, or who used it. It's like there's a carbon copy of me inside of the artifact, except that there's more than one, and they're not very good copies. It looks solid, but not much as it seems down here. Won't catch me trekking across that. Oh, I see, okay. Now that makes sense. That makes sense, okay. Sort of have to just run, I guess. So, I see how this is, how it is. Okay, you jump onto the wooden pieces and everything. This Gore-Tex glove is high-tech, modern stuff. I really hope there's not a body attached to it, though. Jesus, what a way to go. I have the strength to pull the crowbar out in his frozen hand. Could it be... Oh! Oh, whoops, that was an accident. Oh. I accidentally ate my painkillers. Any other time that sight would be stunning. Right now it just makes me shiver. I might go somewhere else. kind of not being a bit impatient by just going up and fighting them, but hiding is really boring, and I just don't think I'm in. That gives me a chance to pry it open with the raptor.